What food do you swear people only pretend to like? The meals I prepare for them. Fondant on like wedding cakes. Or fondanthate. I left that sub a while ago because people bragged about how they secretly didn't put fondant on cakes for customers who explicitly ordered fondant. I don't care how disgusting something is, you don't get to decide for someone else that them eating it is wrong. This obviously does not apply to foods that actually are unethical to eat, such as live octopus. But how could the customer not know as soon as they see the cake? Fondant has a very distinct look. That's probably why they ordered it in the first place. They might be swapping it for modeling chocolate? It looks almost identical but tastes way better. It's what a lot of cake decorators use in cake competitions, and those is at cake competitions because it stays moldable so long and isn't as prone to cracking. Side Surf Cakes exclusively uses it for reference. Circus peanuts. There's no way people are actually out there enjoying those things, but enough people pretend to keep them in business. I love circus peanuts, but also candy corn. So I'm probably not to be trusted. Stevia, there's absolutely no way someone enjoys that aftertaste. It's a weird cult that I'm not willing to join in such a dominant flavor. I'm with you, but I just recently learned some people can't taste the aftertaste and I can, which helps explain a lot about its popularity. Edit. Wow. This blew up. Since a lot of people are bringing up the soapy cilantro aftertaste, I'll say I think the two situations sound similar, but I don't think they're directly related, because I don't taste soap and cilantro myself. That's what I was going to say. I don't notice an aftertaste to it. It's very sweet compared to sugar of the same volume, but no weird taste. Gold leaf, need I say more? It has no real taste, it's there so that you can feel rich and entitled. It only exists to post pictures of online. Extremely hoppy IPAs, if drinks can be included in the discussion. I enjoy bitterness in my beer, and I know there are some good IPAs out there, but it's gotten to the point that breweries seem to be competing with one another to see who can make the bitterest, most unappealing beers imaginable. They taste like earwax. Once upon a time I swore that salted licorice was the most vile thing ever to have graced our fair planet. However, about a year ago my wife made me try some, and much to my surprise, I liked it. I had a Norwegian flatmate that loved that stuff. I got used to it too, kinda liked it. Then he got me to try this stuff called Turkish pepper. That's a line I won't cross again. The Turkish Pieber hard candies with the crystallized salt inside? I love giving it to people who have no idea what to expect. Am dying inside. After scrolling through this thread, I'm starting to think there is something wrong with me because people are hating on a lot of my favorites. Just waiting now for someone to say licorice. Everybody else hating licorice means I get all of the black jelly beans. Life is good. After Halloween, I would get all my friends to bring me their unwanted black licorice and pumpkin toffees. It would be like a whole extra month of sweet eatin'. I like a lot of stuff people are shitting on here, but I am in my 30s, so I think tastes change as you get older. Love me some cheese that smells of feet, anchovies on pizza, and coffee strong enough that I see through time. I used to go crazy for gummies, especially the sour ones. Now I find sweet things a bit, I can take or leave it. But you'll have to prise a stinky cheese board out of my cold dead hands. Coffee so strong you can thread the needle of a running sewing machine? I would hate coffee that strong, but giving you an upvote because the description is perfection. Lutefisk. I only know this dish from King of the Hill. It wasn't me. It was the man with the terrible smell. That's one of my favorite Cotton Hill moments, when he realizes it was Bobby that was at fault, but he takes the blame, saying, "I'm an old man, everyone already thinks I did it." Bobby is young and still has his whole life ahead of him, and this would duck that up for him. I have always loved his relationship with Bobby, he truly fucking loves Bobby, and Bobby loves him, jing jing lol. This episode, and then the one where they send Bobby to military school and Cotton takes charge, and he realizes he just cannot fucking break Bobby lol. Cotton and Bobby's relationship is one of the best things about the show. Cotton shows nothing but contempt towards Hank, for not being the ideal man that Cotton thinks he should be, and yet Bobby is everything he claims Hank is, and yet showers Bobby with praise and love. It's even baked into the core issues between Hank and Bobby. Hank is doing something similar with Bobby, being disappointed and trying to make him into something he's not, albeit without the malice and viciousness that Cotton had. That boy ain't right. Not uncommon with grandparents to have poor relationships with their children and good relationships with their grandchildren. Either because they've softened in old age or are trying to make up for their mistakes with their children. It's also just easier to be a grandparent. All of the love with nowhere near the responsibility. It makes it easier to be softer with grandkids. Defending celery with my life RN. I eat celery sticks on their own. I like the crunch too. I was recently told this was weird to do. I've started asking around, and everyone I've asked has agreed it's weird to eat plain celery. They all look at me funny, so I have to tell them my mom was on a lot of diets when I was a kid and I thought it was a snack. I just like it. When you get one that's super full of water, it's got a great taste. The desiccated ones don't taste good raw, but they're still good for soups and French cooking. Edit, spelling, thanks you back Edmund. I was recently told this was weird to do. I've started asking around, and everyone I've asked has agreed it's weird to eat plain celery. What the hell? Have they never seen a vegetable tray? Apparently the dip is what makes it not weird. Same with buffalo wings. Curl. I can't imagine someone coming in from a long day of work and tucking into a plate of fishy smelling, ammonia-flavored chewy shark chunks that make you smell like a bait camp for the rest of the evening. It seems like survival food, you will stay alive if you eat it, but it's not appealing to me. If you're Icelandic, please help me understand why this is a thing. Chitterlings. My mom-in-law made some at my house, and it smelled like a grown man shitted all over my home and walls. I've heard it said that chitlins has a smell that gets in your soul. Till chitlins chitterlings. Next, I'm going to head over to Wikipedia and find out what kind of food they are. Edit, oh I see, they're hog large intestines. I will never get over the This American Life story a while back where they investigated what percentage of restaurant calamari was actually pork bung. Oh no way, that is delightful. I was super curious and looked it up. Here is a link to the full episode if you want to check it out. Valp, I was going to go to bed, but now I gotta hear this. Thanks? Tripe, the smell of it makes me gag. My dad loves it because his dad loved it. The buck stops here tripe. Nah, I love it in pho and maybe crispy tripe tacos. Menudo. Slug said it, I am so sorry. I meant snails. Not slug said it the second, I see we have a highly defended culinary niche and I am willing to surrender. Please have mercy. Do not eat slugs. Seemingly some of them are deadly. Oddly enough I am having so much fun reading through your responses and stories XD. People eat slugs? Bitter gourds. There's an emotional reaction to foods, and other sensations, that develops over time. Eventually, it gets to the point that the food regardless of what's disgusting about it makes you feel something enjoyable and pleasant. If I'd never eaten blue cheese before, I'd be disgusted by it now. But, I unknowingly had some when I was 4 or 5 at a family Christmas party and a cheese ball. When I eat blue cheese these days, it reminds me of warm happy Christmases of decades long ago. Paper straws. Unintended food. Cat food. I mean come on, my cat can't like eating that every day. I think she's just being polite. That's why they always ask for food even when the bowl is still full. How the duck can you like milk and water mixed? Wait until you figure out what most of milk consists of. Local man discovers insane hack. My roomie be eating squid out of can. Mushrooms. They are slimy, who wants to eat a fungus? Edit, I have decided I will take people's suggestions and see if I can possibly enjoy some mushrooms. I mentioned a traumatic experience involving them at summer camp. It was Survivor Week and they made us eat boiled to death mushrooms. I got sick promptly after.